Through these episodes, we go in detail in the defining the research problem. Let's begin. In research process, the first and the foremost step happens to be that of selecting and properly defining a research problem. A researcher must find a problem and formulate it so that it become susceptible to research. Like a medical doctor, a researcher must examine all the symptoms presented to him concerning a problem before he can diagnose correctly. To define a research problem correctly, a researcher must know what is a problem. So, first step is the defining. But before moving to that, let's it should be clearly know that what is a research problem. A research problem in general refers to some difficulty which a researcher experiences through or in context of either a theoretical or practical situation and wants to obtain a solution. Usually, we say that a research problem does exist if the following conditions are met. Number one, there must be an individual or a group or an organization, let us call it I, to whom the problem can be attributed. The individual or the organization, as the case may be, occupies the environment, say n, which is defined by values of the uncontrolled variables y, j. Second, there must be at least two courses of action, say C1 and C2, to be pursued. A course of action is defined by one or more values of the controlled variables. For example, the number of items purchased at a specified time is said to be one course of action. There must be at least two possible outcomes, say 01 and 02, of the course of action, of which one should be preferable to the other. In other words, this means that there must be at least one outcome that the researcher wants, example, and objective. Fourth, the course of action available must provide some chance of obtaining the objective, but they cannot provide the same chance, otherwise the choice would not matter. Okay, over and the above conditions, if a researcher is confused or he won't have the problems, then he can't move forward in the towards the solution. The reason is he has the no solution or a defined problem Due to this reason, he can't move forward. So some things, some steps has to be remembered so that the objective could become very clear. There must be an individual or a group which has some difficulty or the problem, or there must be some objectives to be attended at. If one wants nothing, one cannot have a problem. There must be alternative means or the course of action for obtaining the objectives one wishes to attain. This means that there must be at least two means available to a researcher, for if he has no choice of means, he cannot have a problem. There must remain some doubt in the mind of a researcher with regard to the selection of alternatives. This means that research must answer the question concerning the relative efficiency of the possible alternatives. There must be some environments to which the difficulty pertains. So, overall, a research problem should be clearly defined, and this research problem should be have the reason behind selecting the research problem, and overall it should be in the context of the research defined problem with the understand problem which has been observed with the possible solutions. So this has to be noted, otherwise problem or a topic without a problem cannot be defined and cannot be moved forward. And noting point is that research problem or hypothesis in case of descriptive or hypothesis testing research studies, exploratory or formulative research studies does not start with a problem or hypothesis. Their problem is to find a problem or the hypothesis to be tested. One should make a clear statement of this effect. This aspect has been dealt. Okay, so the note has to be very clearly understood that the hypothesis or problem is in the case of the only descriptive, while in the exploratory or the formulative they have to find the problem or the hypothesis to be tested. Thank you.